Sometimes a haunting does not begin with a scream. Sometimes it begins with something small. A cupboard left open. A dog refusing to go into the basement. A smell of old perfume drifting through a room where no one has walked. Or a childhood memory that everyone in the family remembers, but no one wants to talk about.
Welcome back to the Dry Eye Sufferer in the wild. Here we have Randy, who's walked away from her screen and is flushing her eyes in the office sink.
Sequa!
Oh, is that the soothing call of the sure-footed Sequa user? The Sequa solution is proven to start helping repair damage in as little as 2 weeks.
Sequa is a prescription topical solution for dry eye disease that helps to increase the production of natural tears in your eye. The most common side effects include eye pain and redness. Don't touch vial tip to anything. Use as directed, then discard. Wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts. Don't use if you're allergic to Sequa.
Sequa!
There it is again. The Sequa user knows that Sequa is comfortable from the first drop. Perhaps the others will adapt. Ow! It seems Randy has chosen to just keep her eyes closed at all times. Don't be like Randy. Visit Sequa.com, that's CEQUA.com, and seek the for yourself.
Summer's a gift. The gift of days that last a little longer. A brighter state of mind. So gift yourself a new Kia at the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. With specially tagged vehicles including the Sorrento, Sportage, Carnival, as well as the Niro Hybrid. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So the gift of summer can keep on giving for summers to come. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Event ends 6/1/26. See dealer for warranty details.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Hotcakes, sausage patty, hash browns, scrambled eggs, biscuit, real butter and syrup. You know how our big breakfast got its name, and you know where your whole family can share one for just $6. McDonald's. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Hotcakes, sausage patty, hash browns, scrambled eggs, biscuit, real butter and syrup. You know how our big breakfast got its name, and you know where your whole family can share one for just $6. McDonald's. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hello, I'm Sarah, and welcome to the Whispering Woods Reddit and listener story episode. I have 3 spooky Reddit stories to share today, and I will get straight into them. Are you ready for the first story? I'm 29 now. I'm still yet to forget every detail about a night at my friend's when I was 16. And this story is from Too Young New Experience. Thanks so much for letting us share it. Before I begin, I would like to say this story is my truth. It's never left me, and I rarely tell people about it to avoid the inevitable cynicism. Also, to preface this story, this house I was at was a good friend, and I stayed over dozens of times through my youth. Strange things in small doses happened through the years, things I brushed off. Maybe even would have forgotten if I hadn't reflected so hard after being shaken to the core. Examples. His parents would be mad at us constantly for leaving the freezer, fridge, cupboard doors open. Even on nights we didn't leave his room. Hide and seek. I was sure someone was in the room with me. The room felt unusually cold. When I couldn't find anyone, I'd turn to leave and feel what seemed like to be a hand on my back. I'd turn around and nobody was there. We would play manhunt on a big property, regularly having 8 to 10 kids playing around for hours. Not once, but twice, with 2 different kids calling the game short and insisting on calling their parents to go home. Both times, they looked like they were sick or spooked. 4 of us sleeping over after a grade 8 graduation went to bed really late, all agreeing it was time to call it. When we closed our eyes, the whole house stereo system blasted a song from Footloose. Lastly, there were probably other things that aren't worth mentioning, or I even heard stories later of things that other people encountered for which I can't vouch myself. I would mention something here or there to my friend, and he would adamantly tell me not to speak about it, especially while we were present in the house. I was never good at grammar or got good grades in English class growing up. I'm going to try my best to write this down as best I can. I'm going to finally get this pen to paper. Hopefully someone out there will read it and appreciate it for what it is. I will start the story with saying my friend's, Chris's house was a big mansion. 5 bedrooms with a live-in maid suite. It had maybe a half a kilometre driveway with a sweet pond out front and located on Lake Ontario, which is something that will be relevant at the end of the story. One night his parents were away for a wedding. It was just me, Chris and Max. Max is Chris's dog. Max to this day was the most well-trained, well-mannered dog I've ever come across. He was unbelievably smart, aware, and I never remember even hearing him bark. We were watching some show or documentary on Aboriginal culture. I think we were laughing at each other, imitating some Aboriginal war cry or tribal sounds. We were eating pizza and wings with money his parents left and having a good night. Chris left to put the pizza away and he came back in the room. His energy was different. It was still before 11, which was early for us, being home alone teenagers. He just wanted to go to his room and go to bed. Fine, cool, no questions asked. I was laying in bed alone when a sound took my attention to the nightstand on the other side of the bed. I'd seen a pair of headphones, the kind with small earbuds and wires, slowly moving off, dangling down till gravity took over. It was definitely noticeable enough because I just couldn't convince myself that that was a situation where it was a weird gravity illusion. Only about 2 inches of the end of the auxiliary cord was hanging over the edge, with the rest of the wire spread across the surface. I watched it, and it was as if the cord was being pulled down slowly till enough wire was over the edge and it fell to the ground. Chris entered the room with Max, and I hesitantly told him what I'd seen, because I know he didn't like me bringing up weird stuff. He reacted strangely, with almost anger, asking me if I'm just messing with him, because he was already spooked. "You're already spooked?" I asked. What he told me freaked me out. He said he was putting away the pizza in the fridge when a 2-litre Coke bottle on the counter tipped over and rolled off. He went and picked it up. When he did, the fridge slammed shut. He walked back to the room where I was and said it was time for bed. I told him to chill out and maybe I was just seeing things, and I'd managed to convince him, and maybe myself, that it was just a weird gravity situation, and I must have moved it enough to start the process of it falling when I got in the bed. We calmed down, shut off the lights, and got into bed. Within 2 minutes of us being in bed, chatting away, the lamp on the nightstand on his side turned on. The table lamp was one of those ones where you touch anywhere to turn on and off. We both went silent, looked at each other, then back at the lamp. Before we could get a word in, it turned off. We are both stiff as a board. 10 seconds pass. Back on. Now, remember calm, reserved, well-trained silent Max? He started growling right in the direction of the nightstand. I'd never seen this dog do anything like that in 7 to 9 years of knowing him. This maybe lasted 20 seconds. I can promise you, it felt like an eternity, frozen in fear. Then the light turned off. Max runs like a bat out of hell, chasing something out the room. When he sprints out of the door, it slams behind him. We hear him running down the stairs, and we both went after him. We got to the bottom of the stairs, and noticed he went all the way down in the basement. This is where we stopped for a minute. Max is one of the boys, but his basement was scary as heck during the daytime. Never mind in this instance. The growling suddenly turned to a loud yelp. Quickly, we pleaded in our calls for him to come up. He came very shortly after, with his tail quite literally shaking between his legs. We got our shoes on and got the heck out of there. We walked down the drive with Max and contemplated our next move. Should we go back in? Should we find somewhere else? While looking back at the house from the road, we noticed his bedroom light turn back on. We could see it from the street. That was a big nope. We phoned a friend that was a 20-minute walk away and told him we needed to crash there for the night. Here's the kicker. His father installed cameras over the house for reasons I don't know for sure, but can only assume. Apparently, he caught some freaky things, including a night where the fridge, freezer and cabinets in the kitchen all opened at once. I've seen this video, which exonerated us on the accusations of the past. He told me of shadows and other unpleasant things they caught that I'd never seen myself, but I can only imagine. Years later, they moved out. His father had sleep apnea that completely disappeared from the first week of being in a new environment. His mother had bad vertigo episodes that never happened ever again. With his father out of denial, he admitted an ugly truth. I forgot to mention, earlier in the story, that his family had built this home from the ground up. Early in construction, they discovered what seemed to be several burial sites of old human remains. He never reported them, in fear the project would be put on hold till a full property investigation could take place. It could have been a year delay, and that didn't sound like something he wanted to deal with. This decision took a toll on him, to say the least. I can't help to think it was weird that the same night we were making fun of an Aboriginal show was the same night we got totally taunted and messed with. Maybe the ghost was of Aboriginal descent. Bones in the area we live is a common occurrence in new developments. A known area of historical Aboriginal roots. Maybe just a theory. This opened me up to a life of investigation about the supernatural and unknown, not calling people crazy or full of it. Before that night, I had no interest in the subject other than avoidance. Questions or clarifications on what I've written will be answered. I too would have been out of there as soon as possible, and then looking back to see the light had switched on, that would have been enough for me. Spooky, spooky. Are you ready for the second story? Old woman haunting my house, and this is from Anonymous. Thank you so much for letting us share your story. I've never posted on here, so please bear with me if my storytelling is not the best. My parents sold my childhood home 3 years ago and moved into a house which was built by a couple in the late 60s. The couple that built the house are the only other tenants who have ever owned the house. The woman had died sometime in the 2010s, I believe, and her husband died in early 2023, and the house was sold to my parents in late 2023. This is just about the only knowledge we have of the previous tenants, and the house was like a 70s time capsule. My parents, being big fans of home flipping, decided to renovate and update the entire thing. The house looks beautiful now, but still holds the character of its original, which we love. Before we moved in, we brought our dog over a few times. She's a very smart dog, and scared of absolutely nothing. I mean, this dog will gleefully watch fireworks on the 4th of July. Anyways, I was walking through the property with my brother and my dog, as I hadn't gotten to tour it yet. There's a finished basement with an unfinished storage room with an old bathroom. I've never seen my dog so scared. She would bark and cry down there and wait on the stairs for us to come up. She did the same thing with the old shed in the back of the backyard. I mostly brushed that off as being goofy, as she tends to be, but then other things started happening. I was in school, so I spent a lot of time at my desk, which was situated in the corner of my room. Countless times, I have smelled a stale floral perfume come through like a draft and disappear. It's not a perfume my mum or I have, nor is it similar to any of ours, as we both aren't fans of floral scents. I've always felt a sense of comfort when it comes through though. It's never been a scary feeling. Today, my mum and I were talking with one of her friends who is interested in paranormal stories like I am. My mum is not a believer in any of this stuff, so she was mostly just listening to us talk. However, I'm not sure how it came up, but my mum started talking about how one night she woke up and there was a woman with short white hair sitting at the edge of the bed, holding a small white dog. For some reason, it didn't freak my mum out at all, which makes me think the old woman gave her the same sense of comfort I feel with the perfume. The next day, my mum told my dad about what she saw, and they looked up the obituaries of the couple. They had never seen photos of them, but knew their last name. The first picture my dad pulled up was of the same old lady holding the same white dog that my mum had seen. My dad still doesn't believe her, and my mum didn't really dig much into it, but it makes me wonder a lot about why the old woman still makes herself known, or if it's just residual energy. Please let me know your thoughts. I know this was a long read and probably not super interesting, but I wanted to make sure I included all the details. Also, I will not be posting the picture my parents found of the woman holding the dog, as it's not my place, and the couple has living children and grandchildren. It would feel wrong of me to post photos of their loved ones without consent. And this is purely coincidence, but another story with a dog. Always trust your dogs, especially if they are barking at a basement. Are you ready for the third and final story? Small man creature in basement. And this story is from Initial Proof 6972. Thank you so much for letting us share it. My husband and I were at his family's reunion a few years back. All of his cousins, about 5 of them, were sharing memories of mischief and lies that they told to their parents, grandparents, etc. Then his cousin, female, asks if they remember the little guy in the basement. Every single one of their faces, all men, went white. It kind of freaked me out, the way they were freaked out. No one wanted to talk about it. We walked away, and my husband told me that when they were all younger, between 8 to 10ish, they were playing in the grandparents' basement without permission and causing minor chaos. They heard a sound and they all looked. My husband said it was a small creature that looked old and wrinkly. He was behind a shelf, but they could all see him. When he spoke, he said something like, "You children better be good or life will be hard." My husband told me it didn't frighten him at the time, but he wasn't curious about it either. He freaked me out with how casual he was. He was calm. Of course, I wanted to hear more details. Later, after a little prodding, the cousins gave in. All of them remembered the day in nearly identical ways. They were playing in the basement. Jim broke a jar of peaches. They were laughing about it, and what they were going to say happened. Then they heard a small man creature. They all agreed and added to the description as the story was being remembered. The being was about 2 feet tall, looked like an old grouchy man, and wore grubby, worn-out clothes. They all said they never told anyone because they thought it was a dream or that no one would believe them. After a few minutes, my brother-in-law wanted to change the subject because it scared him. He said he never wanted to talk about it again. So weird. Anyone else have a similar experience? What do you think it could have been? A brownie-type fae, maybe? Thoughts?
Ever wonder who's out there making the world go round? It's truckers. Who unites baristas with coffee beans? Truckers. Who unites dogs with their favorite chew toy? Truckers. That's why Progressive offers truckers even more protection with Cargo Plus coverage to keep truckers moving right along. Quote truck insurance today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. Not yet available in California, New York, and Virginia.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
I love this type of story where it's like a whole family saw this creature in the basement, and then they go about their lives, get out of their minds, and then come together and all remember it in kind of the same way. That is freaky and makes you wonder, what was it and what was going on? Because I have no answers. Well, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you again on Sunday. Take care, everyone.
world keeps getting smarter. So do our enemies. We sharpen our edge to move faster, see further, every day. Because the stakes could not be higher. Leidos, outsmart, outdo.
Summer's a gift. The gift of days that last a little longer. A brighter state of mind. So gift yourself a new Kia at the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. With specially tagged vehicles including the Sorrento, Sportage, Carnival, as well as the Niro Hybrid. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So the gift of summer can keep on giving for summers to come. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Event ends 6/126. See dealer for warranty details.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Hotcakes, sausage patty, hash browns, scrambled eggs, biscuit, real butter, and syrup. You know how our big breakfast got its name, and you know where your whole family can share one for just $6. McDonald's. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The stories told on the Whispering Woods are inspired by historical records, witness reports, and local folklore. While every effort is made to research and represent events accurately, some details, names, and locations may differ from official accounts or have been changed out of respect for those involved. These episodes are created for storytelling and entertainment purposes and should not be considered definitive fact or investigative journalism.